Hi, my name is Phil, and today I want to talk to you about roots. Not roots of trees or plants or bushes, but specifically roots in the area of the struggle with pornography. But first, before we get into it, I'm going to ask you that you would subscribe to the channel to get all the videos that I have made and what I will be making. So if you just hit that button down at the bottom left, you'll subscribe and you'll have access to all the videos. Recently, my family and I planted some flowers and plants and shrubs in my yard, and we dug them up and did all the things you're supposed to do and planted them. And if I went right now and I tried to pull them up, it would be very easy. I could just grab them and pull them out of the dirt and get rid of it. But pulling up last year's plants and the roots from those last year's plants actually wasn't quite so easy. I had to grab a shovel and I had to pull and tug on the, we have two little palms that we plant on in two flower boxes. And I had to pull at those things hard and dig around them to make sure I could break all the roots and pull it out, because the roots had gone down far enough that it had grabbed to the ground and it wasn't so easy. The same thing is very similar when it comes to one's struggle with pornography. If you're young and you have just been exposed to pornography, the roots aren't very deep. And for you to deal with it right now and to get control of it right now wouldn't be as difficult as somebody like me, who the roots grew down for years and the addiction for years was there, and it was more than just a little plant. It became like a tree in my life with roots that were grabbing on hard and would not let go. You know, take this, there's a little plant right here, for instance. Take this plant. You know, it's small. If I go over to it right now, I could reach down in there and just grab hold of it and pull it out. You can see there's a root system there, but it's a small root system because the plant was small. You know, if I do that in my life, it's a lot easier to deal with the area of pornography versus letting it go for long periods of time. It's a whole lot different than a tree like this, where it's grown for 20, 30, 40, 50 years and the roots are very, very deep. I want to encourage you that if you are young and you have been exposed to pornography, maybe you haven't, that's a good thing, of course, and wonderful. And definitely you want to do whatever you have to so that you can protect yourself so that you're not exposed to it. But if you have been, and it's only been a couple times that you have been, what I want to encourage you is take care of it right now. Figure out whatever you have to do to get it taken care of so that it's not a path that you continue to go down and the roots and addiction grow deeper and deeper and become a part of you. The bondage of pornography can go deep into our lives. And this can be very, very difficult to get rid of. But I want to encourage you, for those who maybe it has been something that's been very deep in your life and you've had to fight with it for a long time, I want to encourage you with two things. First of all is, maybe this isn't so much an encouragement, but an admonition. You're going to have to work very, very hard. It's not going to be easy. Sometimes it's going to feel impossible. Kind of like some of these trees in here. If I took a little butter knife or steak knife to it, it would seem like I'd never get them chopped down because they're so big and the roots are so deep. So you're going to have to work hard. There's no way around that. There's no polishing that to make it sound better than it is. But the other thing that I do want to encourage you with is, because it's going to take so much time and it's going to be hard, don't get discouraged when it doesn't feel like maybe you're getting anywhere. What I want to encourage you to do is keep fighting. You cut through that tree and it seems like it's taken forever. Keep cutting. Keep working at it. Keep fighting it. And eventually, over time, if you keep at it, with all the necessary boundaries and accountability in place, you will find victory. And eventually that tree and the roots that are in your life will be cut down and pulled out, and you'll find victory. My hope, though, is for the young people, don't let it get that far. I can tell you from experience, if you do, it'll be exactly what I just explained. It'll be very, very difficult, and it doesn't need to be that way. And we live in a society where this stuff is pervasive everywhere. I mean, it's just all over the place. And so even young people are going to have to work very hard to protect themselves from it. And as parents, it's incumbent upon us to protect our children the best we can. But if it's something that you have been exposed to, do whatever it takes. Otherwise, it'll be like the tree here in the forest that is grown 100 feet tall, and it's going to take a tremendous amount of work to get it down, and it doesn't need to be that way. Make an honest self-evaluation. Where am I at in this struggle? And then once you do that, figure out what needs to be done, and then do it. The Bible says that, when it comes to the things of the truth in the Bible, we're to come, we're to hear, and we're to obey. And the obeying part is the hardest part. We don't mind coming, we don't mind hearing, and a lot of times what we hear is really motivating and it's exciting. But when it comes to actually doing, suddenly things get real difficult, and it's easy for us to just give up and kind of stay at status quo. But you can't afford to do that in the area of pornography, and neither can I. We must do whatever we have to, tear down that tree, dig up those roots, and get rid of that bondage in our lives. And if we do, we'll find freedom like we've never understood it before. And really, you'll stand amazed at what God was able to do in your life and what God was able to do through you now that have taken care of that in your life. So this was an encouragement to you and an inspiration, a motivation to actually do something about that struggle in your life, or to put up the proper boundaries in your life before you end up going down that road and those roots start growing deep in your life. Today I want to talk to There we go. Today I want to talk to you about roots. Take this little tree for instance. It's small, the roots aren't very deep, and you can just yank it right out of the ground. Just pull it really easy and it comes. Stupid thing. Come on, you dumb boy. Just like that. It's that simple. Oh, here's one. Like that. It's easy.